What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode here with me at Jesse's World. Right here we are at AMC. Today's video, if you notice in the title, we are actually doing a little recap on the coronavirus and the COVID-19 and the corona. So it's been a year, and a lot of things have changed. Right now there's nobody because there's nobody. We haven't even opened. So I did a little recap with my employees about what happened this past year, and I asked them a couple of questions. What was their fear during that time? What they were doing, while that little break happened because we were shut down at AMC. What they were thinking it was going to be different when they came back to work. And basically things like, what didn't you do before and then now that you might not even do now because of how the world is working now, So we're gonna go to that right now, but I do want to thank everybody for watching this video, and stay tuned for more AMC insights here with me at Jesse's World. All right, let's go right now. Let's go.
Small and large got worse today as Governor Whitmer announced all restaurants and bars must temporarily shut down.
The same goes for other public spaces like theaters and gyms.
What was your fear going into this shutdown?
I think number one, getting COVID. That was my number one fear.
Transmitting the COVID into my family.
He's scared that we might not open.
I was afraid of losing my job.
I guess my only fear is that it would last longer than it did.
And the unknown of actually being that kind of sick and hearing people just dying left and right,
I am in a fortunate enough position where I don't have to pay rent yet.
And you know how people talked about movie theaters are gonna, and everything's gonna go digital, so there's no point of going to theaters anymore, then I'm gonna have to find another job.
And not being able to go to college because I'm a freshman and I really wanted to be on campus, but I couldn't.
Above everything else was, the virus itself. Make sure my family, my friends are safe. But
it was a scary part because it kind of did happen. I didn't have COVID, but I was a little bit under the weather. I put my mask on, and I stayed away from my kids. I stayed away from my in-laws, from my wife. But it seemed it was just like allergies.
Like I was stable in that, so I think the one fear was the COVID virus.
Surprised it only lasted the quarantine. I guess the shutdown quarantine lasted 3-4 months.
Yeah,
kind of.
What was one thing that you did while you were at home?
Ooh, I picked up a new hobby.
Well, I actually learned how to cook more stuff.
I played a lot of video games. Yeah.
I made a lot of videos. If you guys seen a couple of videos, I'll put them right there. I made a couple of videos with my kids about food, products, challenges. So I was really busy with that.
I wrote a bunch of music.
I ended up making actual curry, chicken curry, and then more Mexican dishes. Because usually my mom would just cook that, enchiladas and stuff like that. But
I painted a lot. I mean, I still do, but yeah, I painted a lot.
And then I was my kids, my family. We were watching Netflix. We will learn, a couple things about ourselves and how to put up with ourselves sometimes.
Which was a good way of doing something and not losing my mind as we all sat in our houses for
like that. But I ended up doing it myself now, stuff like that. I also just watched a bunch of movies, the shows.
But that kind of quarantine brought us together. We learned about each other. I learned a lot. I really learned a lot.
People in the metro and across the country can get off the couch and head back to the big screen again. The biggest theater chain in the U.S. is opening its doors for the first time in months.
Did you expect to be the same when you came back to work?
Like the theater?
Yeah.
I think I knew it was going to be very different. Because I knew this wasn't gonna go anywhere. We were just gonna just learn to live with it.
Other than the face mask and social distancing, I knew stuff was gonna change.
I was like, well, there's gonna be a lot of differences. This is one, and then washing your hands, sanitizing your hands. That's one of the biggest ones.
No, I mean I knew things would be different, but
I knew we were gonna open again, but yeah, I knew there was gonna be a lot of changes.
The other problem was like, I need to eat, right? That's my biggest worry. So I was like, okay, I need to wash my hands, put some gloves, walk into the office, make sure that there's nobody near me, or there's somebody there. Maybe I'll go to the clothes locker room or maybe the bar.
I will always wash my hands when like I will be hot foods, because you know, doing hot foods, and then I never thought about like, you know, washing your hands after you touch everything, even with gloves on.
They got a little too different, but it's okay. It's not that bad. It's good.
Dealing with guests, dealing with people, thinking that it's not a big deal. Thinking that probably a mask you really don't need.
Obviously there has been, but yeah, so I knew there would be some difference.
What do you mean a little different?
Like it's cleaner now. Like I feel clean.
You feeling cleaner?
Yeah, yeah.
I started noticing stuff to like, you know, keep our hands clean, keep yourself clean, and also keep the guests from like, you know, getting dirty, stuff like that.
Fortunately, we only had one incident like that, but it came close to calling the cops, you know. Those were really two of the main thoughts that I was thinking about, me eating and people not wearing the proper mask. What's one thing that you wouldn't do now that you used to do before?
The hand railings, like on the escalators or like stairs, because I used to touch them, and now I'm like, ew.
For sure, blowing birthday candles.
Big gatherings inside the house. Visiting people is totally different. Now I just, you know, we don't go out.
Before I loved going to like just concert venues and going to live music, and right now I think a big part of that is just like don't do that.
Hang out in large groups, I guess. That's about it. I mean, that's...
During quarantine, it was my brother's, my mom's, and my birthday, and we all baked cakes for each other. And when we put candles on and stuff, blowing it, you know, we I didn't like doing. Some people do this with their hands. I didn't like doing that.
Now you clean them and everything.
Yeah. Now they're clean.
Or now you just like don't even touch them.
Yeah. But I don't touch them anyway, even if I do clean them.
Birthday cakes, we blow. We have the candle. We blow it, you know, near your face and blow it, and then you put it or throw it out instead of blowing into the cake. We do that now. Or we buy little sparklers instead of blowing to the candle.
I don't know, just like the basic things of seeing people you don't usually see, or
No, I definitely would before, dude. It's hard because like out of nowhere all this stuff happens, so now our lives are kind of changed.
Yeah.
Like we gotta think before we go outside, forget our masks or.
So we got like this air pump, and we just like blow it out like that.
see, or I don't know, a lot of just staying away from herds of potential COVID candidates, I think.
Gatherings, like I said, we don't go to a lot of people's houses and gather like that, you know. But eventually, hopefully, we will. You know, once all this is over. So we'll see. Okay, guys. So you heard from my employees. We were a little worried about it. You know, we still kind of are a little bit. AMC is open. And let me know what you were thinking. You were thinking about AMC. What were you thinking about COVID last year? So leave me a comment down below of what were you thinking last year with COVID. Plus, you know, AMC is open. So have you been here to the theater lately? If you have, let me know. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.